Tell me something. Have you ever extended grace to a man who didn't fucking earn it? Yeah, I've been there myself a time or two. But let me tell you a quick story. At a certain point in time in my life, my brain started to shift to stupidity. I got tired of being a female who was always in relationships or who always had a man lurking in the shadows waiting for the nigga who I was with to fuck up. I started encountering people who were broken and who just wanted to feed off my energy. And for whatever reason, I wanted to take the confusion and toxicity as a challenge. See how stupid that sounds? But that's where I was at in my life, right? About 4 years back, I remember being introduced to this guy through one of my people. And I had just gotten out of a 13-and-a-half-year relationship, right? And at that point in time, I started to say to myself, girl, you ain't trying to date. You ain't looking for nothing serious. You ain't trying to run into nobody who wants to have anything serious. You just want to have some fun and maybe get your damn rocks off a little bit, right? So after being introduced to this guy, I've always been an observer. So when I first was around him, I used to observe him a lot. I started to really respect and gravitate towards his drive, you know, his ambitions and the goals that he was trying to work towards because I was that same type of individual, right? But as time went on, I realized how really broken he was because I started to feel like I was looking in the mirror and the reflection that was staring back at me was me. And for anyone who knows me, I don't mean that in a nice way. See, I always had men who loved me, who cherished me, who adored me, who valued me, who seen my worth, right? However, I had some darkness within me as well. I could be loving, I could be caring, I could be supportive, but I also could be someone who was guarded. I didn't let you totally get to my heart. I didn't let you 100% in. And I used to drive some of the men in the relationships that I was in fucking crazy. But back to this particular guy. When we first started talking, we used to talk about 2 or 3 times a day on FaceTime, right? Something I would never do was FaceTime, right? I enjoyed our conversations. I enjoyed our sarcasm. I enjoyed our jokes. I enjoyed our shit talking because I'm a person who likes for a person to make me laugh and who's able to come back with me with sarcasm and shit talk because I'm that type of person, right? However, as time went on, more and more people started to become involved in our damn business, right? In regards to what him or I had or maybe didn't have. And I started to watch him slowly detach from me. Some shit that I would do to other people as well. Stupid shit started happening, like I wouldn't hear from him for a day or two. The day or two go to a week, and then he'll pop his ass back up like Where's Waldo type shit. But even in those damn moments, I still took it as a challenge. I thought it was cute. I thought it was funny, right? Not even realizing that I thought all of those things because I was fucked up my damn self. And I had some strong healing that my ass needed to do. Which is why I was attracted to him, because he was a mess just like me. And quite frankly, full of shit. But I seemed to enjoy that full of shit at the time. And still wanted to offer grace and the benefit of doubt, right? But as time went on and things started to become way messier than what my ass signed up for, I had to reevaluate some things. See, that same mirror, my ass had to look back into it and remember who the fuck I was. I was a woman who would never chase a damn man, who was used to being chasing her. I was a woman who was about her business. I was a woman who was on her shit. And I was a woman who was worthy of more than what I was being offered. And I had to do a deep dive reflection on myself. I had to become more self-aware in regards to what it is I want, what it is that I deserve, and what it is I needed. I had to find the root of the cause and had to take responsibility for the shit that I allowed to happen to myself. Now here's the teaching framework. The more and more I started to reflect, the more and more I started to heal. The more I started to become more self-aware, the more my discernment kicked in. Because let's face it, we all do stupid shit for whatever reason, and there's no need to be ashamed of that. But once we start to become self-aware and that discernment kicks in, and we start to discover and realize who we actually are as a person, you come to the conclusion of you no longer allow yourself to be disrespected or take bullshit. Discernment, self-awareness, and reflection, yeah, those go a long way, especially during your healing journey. So if this little story touched you in any type of way, please, once again, feel free to share, comment, and engage with me, because I don't bite. But more importantly, embrace it all, honey, because it's all a life lesson on the journey that you are on.